We talked about feeding is a multi-sensory experience, highest level of organization, but it's a progression, right? So when you think about food, we do it, we don't even think about it now. But can we tolerate it in front of us? What if somebody put like the most disgusting thing in front of you? You'd be like, ugh, right? Like just, I can't even look at it. Maybe your saliva starts going in your mouth, like, and you have like this adverse reaction to it. So for a lot of kids, this is what food looks like, and they get that response. So just being able to tolerate it in front of them is the first step. Then we're moving on to interacting with it. So maybe we'll touch the plate, maybe we'll touch the food, maybe we'll like flip it with our fork so I don't actually have to touch it. But being able to stay at the table, have it in front of us, and now we're interacting with it in some way. Then we might go on to smelling it. Maybe we bring our nose down to it. Maybe we actually bring it on our fork and bring it up to our nose. Remember, we talked about visually we explore food. We're going to smell it. Then we're going to touch it. So now we've got, we're tapping into 3 different systems. So we're touching it with our hands. And what they say is, touching with our hands, then you move up and get closer to your body, closer to your mouth. So can they tolerate on their cheeks, on their lips, on their tongue? Oftentimes the tongue comes out of the mouth, stays furthest away from swallowing, right? And that's all part of the process. And when we talk about documentation, which you have a copy of our documentation in there, that looks at what stage are they on and where do we need to take them. And I think this is so non-threatening because we're not asking them to eat, right? We're saying, can you sit in front of it? Can you touch it with your finger? And that's success for today. And we celebrate those successes. If they're pushing it away, they're telling you something. They're having a hard time just being in front of it. So did we prepare their bodies enough to just be in the presence of the food? Is it just that particular food or is it other foods? Is it the structure of the mealtime is already that difficult? So being able to assess that in the moment. Then after that touching, we're going to go into tasting. And tasting is that. It's tasting. It's a lick. It's maybe you get it on your lips and you lick your lips off. We're not asking you to swallow it. We're not asking you to eat it. We're just taste it. Get a flavor for it. Do you like the flavor, right? Because that's one of the first things that we feel when something goes in. If something's not tasting right, you're going to spit it out. So we want to improve that taste. And still, again, we're not asking them to swallow it. And after that, we're going to move towards that eating, which is you can take a bite, but you can spit it out, and that's okay. You can take a bite and you can chew it a couple times, but you can spit it right back out. And spitting out is okay because that's safe, and they know that they're going to try it, and you're not going to make me swallow it. But now, what have we done? Think about the success to where we are. We've touched it, we've smelled it, we've interacted with it, we've put it to our mouth. Now we're here, right? We're not out here on the table, we're here. Okay, so that's the success, and that's what needs to be celebrated, and that's the piece that we have to educate the parents on, because they're like, but they still didn't eat. It's like, but wait a minute. Do you remember when they couldn't be at the table, and now they're putting it to their mouth, they're spitting it out, but we're like this far ahead, and we're so much closer. And so just talking about those pieces and really empowering parents to celebrate the little wins, and that's progress.